vegetable washer is the water sprayed over the whole kitchen. Okay, there are some circumstances that require attention, and that I think is one of them. Okay, we have to use common sense. If there's a bit of dripping out the side of the tap, we can leave it. If it's that bad, especially if it's messing on the floor or doing damage to property, I think we'd have to consider it. But we would say to the owner, not really a requirement, but I think this needs attention. Okay, this would have to be in the property condition report anyway. Okay, yeah, you can't hide that one. Yeah, so the next one, this is a big one. Okay, it's not always a big one, but when it happens, it can be very difficult to solve. No stormwater is discharged into the sewer system. That is that wastewater bylaw 22A that we referred to in the heading. Okay. We're going to look at some scenarios of what this involves, but this is basically rainwater from roofs and gutters and downpipes and rainwater that's falling on the paving ending up in a sewer. Why does this happen? Well, you had a nice big property in Claremont and now you've paved the whole area, and the paver sloped instead of sloping to the road, he sloped everything toward the gully where the sewer is going into, the sewage water. So you see your basin pipes coming out from inside the house. Those gullies are supposed to be bricked up 100 millimeters above the ground. Many times you'll see the little cutout on the side to let the storm water in. Okay. Sometimes it's not the paver's fault because the slope of the property is in that direction, but it used to be lawn and now it's not. So the lawn used to absorb the water, now it's all ending up in the sewer. I'm going to show you an example from a property in Athlone there are lots of properties like this. We actually need to take more photos. Okay, never mind the pool. There was a lack of chlorine. But that gully over there it's linked to the sewer. You can actually see a little bit further down, there is a sewer pipe at the back, but the two are linked there. So we have to actually open up the sewer, run water in there, put dye in sometimes and trace where's that water going. So our plumber's just walking around showing the scenario, and I just want you to, that's a downpipe coming down right there, straight into the sewer, and I just want you to appreciate how much water is going in here. Look at that roof, look at the top roof, look at the other top roof. You also have to include the paving and the pool, because if that pool was to overflow, where would the water go? Into the same sewer. So if this problem is not resolved, the City of Cape Town, if they discovered it, would come and charge a levy onto the rates bill of about, the last I checked, 27 Rand per square meter of area entering the sewer. How many square meters is that? 1,000 times 27 per month, even in summer when there's no rain. Okay, so that's another little video just showing it wasn't only this area, it also went around. So what's the solution here? Well, the nice thing with having gutters is they're high. Okay, so you can direct, this was the work that was done. It's not pretty, but we directed the water around the side of the house and from this roof as well. They're all linked together, and we put it into a rainwater catchment pit. Now, on the other side of this picture, unfortunately, I don't have a photo of that, is the garage. We had to go right under the floor of the garage to the street. Okay, so when you see a storm to sewer quote that's 36,000 Rand, something like this is happening behind the scenes that we've got to fix. But that's not the only problem. What about the water raining on the floor? How do you fix that? Soak away or French drain. Okay, so this is in construction. Okay, huge hole in the ground filled with 19 millimeter stone. The stone allows water to quickly get in and then seep into the ground behind. So we took it from the sewer connection, which was here, and we took it into the soakaway. Okay, we put bitumen cloth around. We don't want the sand getting into the soakaway and clogging it all up. It must just be the stone, and the stone seeps out. So a 1 cubic meter soakaway equals about 5 cubic meters of lawn. Okay, so obviously we don't want to put the roof water in here as well, because this could get overwhelmed. So roof water gets diverted as much as possible. This only deals with the water falling on the floor. We don't leave it like that. When we're finished, we cover it and we pave it again, and then you don't see much afterwards. That's the original gully that was going to the sewer. Now it's leading to the soakaway. So we'll leave that in position because that's the lowest point. So that's where it's collecting the water, takes it to the soakaway instead of the sewer. Huge job. Okay. And you don't want the buyer to find out about that rates. Well, we did a property in, it's quite humorous actually, in Woodstock, where we had to go under the bedroom floor. So there was an alleyway on the side of the house, they built it closed. Now the stormwater is going into the sewer. The only way to get through was to go about so deep under the bedroom floor, which was concrete. Okay, so we quoted, we got the electrical work. Funny, the electrical quote was higher than the plumbing, but we got that. And they got a second opinion on the plumbing because we advised them to, because I felt sorry for them. And they went to another company who I knew wouldn't call for the storm to sewer because they never do. And afterwards, we spoke to the plumber because he actually left that company shortly afterwards. And I said to him, you guys didn't deal with the stormwater. He says, I didn't have the means